thing should go out now.
Cool. List of questions.
Yeah. Can they see that? Yeah, might be if I do it right. Ryan, Katie, that's Lucy's sister. That's Lucy.
Hi.
Hello, mate. Hello. Right. Try and get us both in there.
Yeah.
Alright, hello, thank you for tuning in. I'll just see if any more come in at the beginning. I really appreciate you might all disappear and have other things to do. Right, so before I start, I wanted to say again this week, thanks to Lucy for putting us some merchandise up. And actually, you're wearing it, aren't you?
Here we are.
So,
is it backwards on there?
No, it's alright.
Yeah.
So yeah, this can be found through our website on merchandise, and there's some things on Lucy's merchandise list, and that is the right way around. So that's our website. There's write-ups on there, meet the team stuff, which Lucy still needs to do hers, and that will be added. So yeah, merchandise. Can't believe it. It's we've always had like team T-shirts, but having things that other people can buy is it's just a great step forward. And the fact is, I can't reveal yet, but on Halloween I have some announcements to make about some big plans that we have, and merchandise will play a huge part in helping us do these projects. So yes, if you do buy anything, it's going to really help the team go forward. What else do I have to say? So yeah, write-ups. So Jane was going to be with us, but she's not made it back, which is fine. So my sister is here, and we're just going to chat, and hopefully you can join in and comment. There's going to be that awkward thing where we might say something, and then the delayed response of your comments, if you make any, but we will do our best. So, brother and sister, teammates, obviously. I wanted to start, Becky, right?
Okay.
By asking you, and ask the audience, when you were kids, right, what did you think ghosts were like? Now, the reason I asked that is because I remember Headless Horseman.
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow.
What happened to Headless Horseman in our village?
Yeah.
Down
Got
Stock.
stock. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah,
And
I remember the rumour.
And what do you remember when it was?
No.
It was. I think it was Christmas Eve at midnight. Then a headless horseman would come on a bridge that was literally one person wide.
But you couldn't get a horse on it.
There's not a chance you'd get a horse, let alone the horse and cart or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So headless horseman. What about people in sheets, like ghosts?
Yeah. So as a young child, I think I would have thought white sheet.
Yeah. Holes
cut out. But then as I got a little bit older, I don't know. I think because me and you always talked about all of the paranormal anyway, didn't we? So I think I early on probably. I mean, it's probably from all the horrible films that you used to let me watch. I probably had more of an idea of what I thought ghosts were early on.
I think I can show you the first ghost picture I ever showed you.
Okay.
I have got it on my iPad, right?
Okay.
So
I'm just going to bring back all these memories.
Yeah, I think you were about 8.
Oh my god.
And I think you said to me, Chris, are ghosts real? And I said, well, I've got photos of them. Do you know what I mean?
Torture.
Yeah. And I don't think you expected that. Obviously, they were in books. Now, do you remember, I'll show the camera, you'll see it on our TV. Do you remember that picture?
What is that?
What is that? That is a man driving who does look like Prince Charles, but isn't. And the classic picture is that he'd just been to that lady in the back's funeral. That is his mother.
Wow.
That's a classic old picture, right?
Oh my god.
Now, the story in the book was a woman who knew the guy, who was driving past her house, and this is the story,
oh my
was
god.
like, And I saw him driving past, and I leaned out the window and took his photo. And it just happened. He just happened to have this woman. I said, "Oh, how's your mother? How's she doing?" And he said, "Well, I've just been at her funeral that day."
That's creepy.
Don't you think that sounds now though? Don't you think that sounds a bit sus?
Well, I mean, why would you just leave out the window and say,
yeah,
paparazzi?
Yeah. Don't you think it sounds?
It seems a bit strange.
Made up?
Yeah, it must be. But it's creepy if not.
It is creepy. That is pretty creepy, right? That's his mother.
In the back.
Now I can't debunk that because I have no.
I mean, is
idea.
it definitely a woman? Could it be a reflection? No, it's pretty much it's a woman. Yeah, it's a woman.
That is.
Yeah, it's an old woman.
That is yeah. It's freaky, that, isn't it? So that is fully formed on a photograph, albeit analogue photo. Next, do you remember? Does you recognise this picture of another classic ghost on the stairs?
Like a lady in white.
Yeah, I can't remember which building it was. It's a really, mansion-y type. There's no real. It's shrouded in white.
Yeah, and it's see-through as well, isn't it?
Obviously see-through. Leads you to think, oh, well, ghosts must look like that. Or leads you to think Photoshop.
Yeah.
But they didn't have Photoshop.
Yeah.
No, but what they used to do is double exposure. They could actually
place it on top.
Yeah, I don't exactly know how they do it, but it's easy.
Clever.
Which leads me to show you these others, which are definitely, I think, nonsensical. This seemed to be really popular. The floating head above people.
Oh, they're not very nice, are they?
Yeah, but it's a bit Cottingley Fairy. They're a bit cardboard cutout, don't you think?
They are. They don't. You wouldn't believe that nowadays.
Yeah.
Would you?
Is that a fella wearing a veil?
Oh,
Has he got a tash? I think it's a shadow.
Or is it? It looks like he's got long hair.
It does. It does. That's the right 1970s haircut, but it's beautiful how it goes see-through. Yeah, an unknown man, 1920.
Who is that supposed to be?
Science and Society picture. In the photo, captured by Walsh medium William Hope, a man sits in a chair as the distorted face of an unidentified spirit floats in the background. But as you can see, these were very, very popular. I'll show you the other one. What do you make of that? As I say,
why were they taking pictures?
I think they were by what's this one? A couple poses for the camera as the face of the man's sister floats above the female subject. I'm just.
A bit weird, but yeah.
This is the real era of ectoplasmic.
I mean, if it's
photos.
real, I wish we got photos like that.
Exactly my point. So a more modern one. Oh no, there's one before. There's another classic. Yes. Can you see in that photo?
What is that? Is that like a mirror?
There is a man sat in a chair.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right?
Like in a throne.
This is the man sat down here in this chair. Why were they taking pics with so much curtain in? Yeah. But these half shadowy figures. Oops. Yeah, that is definitely looks because of the arm on the chair.
And no face.
Never a face, but again, that can be done with.
Bit of a beard.
I think what they do is they take the photo of him in the chair, remove him, take the photo again and you develop the two on top, so he's like he's half there, half not.
Yeah.
And any movement in those days would blur things. Right, now, something that I discovered today. Woman goes to museum, and the person, I'll put my finger underneath, this person was actually there. Can you see this huge, we can't see the comments.
What is that?
Look at that, close up. It's like, what,
That's
6
horrible.
or 7 foot?
That's like a woman in a black dress with long brown hair.
They call it the lady in black.
That is terrifying.
Okay.
It's not 7 foot.
Yeah.
Just watching the woman.
Right, but this...
So was that...
Chris, your sister's well, pray. Thank you, Katie.
Oh,
so this picture has been debunked.
Oh, right.
Yeah. On the site I didn't go into the reading of it. Just that this is what iPhones and stuff can
like
do.
Stretch it.
It can have a meltdown basically, and you might be able to find sites online that say, "Oh wow, Pete."
Oh Jesus.
And so, yeah, this these sort of pictures, these modern pictures, the cameras are well dodgy.
Yeah.
That's
not. It's an awful picture though. It's creepy.
It's sort of like something out of like The Ring and that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we don't see spirits like that, right? All the time we've been doing it.
I've never had a picture. I've never taken a picture and seen anything at all.
Yeah. For quite a few years, I used to run my CCTV and then have to watch the 4 split up cameras at the same time. During we're saying, "Can you show yourself?" and the board saying, "Yeah." Is this just 2 pictures taken on the same film board and having leak? I don't know. But that seems to have been debunked by people who know about these things. And that was on the site. It was like, pictures that aren't actually real.
Yeah.
So yeah, we haven't seen things like that.
No, I wish we would.
And we've probably already been down this path with orbs that dust is dust.
Yeah, I used to fully believe in orbs.
I did. When I saw it on Most Haunted, I was
gonna
like,
say,
okay.
Yeah, most times I'm like, ghost! But actually now...
And Ghost Adventures still are that desperate. And I hear Zach say...
They call them ball of light now, rather than...
And then so-and-so has a moon on after it's gone past him.
Yeah.
Usually Zach.
Yeah. I'm not a massive fan.
Yeah. And as soon as... the voiceover is like, and then this mysterious ball of light, and we know for a fact it wasn't dust. I'm like, how? You know what I mean?
Did you go around with your Mr. Sheen beforehand?
We can't think of any other reason. It must be a ghost then.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's just go straight to the ghost. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would always discount that.
Yeah.
You can see them. There are ones where they're kind of like long and. I remember watching a Most Haunted one once, and I was like, right, that's definitely a ghost. Where it looks like the sleeve of someone's dress.
That was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you can just it's like shimmer as it goes.
Shimmer.
And it moves as well.
I like those. Yeah,
exactly. Basement, yeah.
I can think of a few locations where we filmed with our night vision cameras, and in front of the glow, you just see billions of dust motes going past, and you think, well, if any of those reflect perfectly back, we've got ourselves a ghost.
Yeah.
So, the reason they were in white sheets seems to go back to death shrouds. In those times, they used to wrap bodies in sheets.
Is that what it comes from? I did not know that.
So it's not just because they suddenly decided to get all trendy with a dress or not. It's like they're literally wrapped. Yeah.
It makes sense though, doesn't it?
It makes sense,
doesn't it? Does make sense, yeah. Because I think when you see like 4-year-olds going to Halloween parties, they'll literally wear a sheet over their head.
Yeah.
And that's like your standard image as a child. You know.
You see that and you think ghost, but why? Yeah. Well, it turns out there is actually some sort of genesis for that idea.
Clever, I like it.
Yeah. Pete, you're boring now. Right, so do you fear ghosts now?
Yes. Terrified.
Why?
Do you know what? I think it's because I can't see them. Because it's the unknown to me. And also I'm not, okay, let's put it like this. If Grandma came to my house, I'd probably still shit myself a bit.
Oh, yeah?
But I think that would be much more manageable. Whereas if you had people like Sam, for example, if he showed himself to me in my house, I'd have to move.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's the unknown, I think, for me. Are you scared? You're not scared, are you?
Well, I've never had one stood right in front of me ever.
No.
Right? But the thing I did see at Bingley, what was white and gliding
veil,
across, which that's the closest thing. That's what I would call a ghost, but I can never prove it. It did unnerve me, but that was before I saw it. I was unnerved
you were
prior
up
to
to that
seeing
point,
it.
yeah. And also, I think maybe that could have been almost like a protection anyway.
We do think that, don't we?
Yeah, because it was white and I mean, it could have been anything, but
could have been anything.
That's what I like to think.
But it wasn't like environmental mist. We were outside, and you get that fog in the morning.
Yeah.
This was in the evening. There was nothing else.
You said you felt like it was almost like a horse, did you?
It was reared up in a Z-shaped fashion.
Yeah.
But that was just what my brain. It
Brain.
did not look like a horse.
Yeah.
It just reminded
movement.
me of
Yeah,
the
the
position.
movement.
Like that model up there is reared up.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Yeah.
But moving in that Z.
See, that's.
And it wasn't a click. I watched it and went, whoa, what the. You know what I mean? And it went down a tree.
And that's the first and only thing you've seen.
I've seen things at the corner of my eye, but the corner of your eye is a very difficult area.
Yeah, like movement or
Yeah.
No, they do scare me, and I think it's because I don't know enough about them. And they're also a lot of the time people you don't know.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want a normal person in my house who I didn't know.
What I'm trying to get at is you have the fear of bumping into spirits or whatever, fully formed in your face. And yet on the other hand, you know how bloody hard it is
to see them,
to get any evidence.
Yeah, but then I think sometimes they catch you by surprise. That's what I wouldn't. If I saw one when we were out, if one stood in front of me and was like, right, I'm a ghost. Hiya, nice to meet you. I think that would be different. If I was in my house, that's a different. Yeah. Expected I'd probably shit myself, but if it was like at the top of my stairs, I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
That would scare me.
Yeah, I'm just getting on water. So I was just trying to rationalise the fact that you go using a Ouija board and you're not bothered about that, are you?
No, I like that. Because I feel in control when I'm using a Ouija board.
Well, yeah.
Whereas I can take my finger off the glass and be like, no, I'm done, I'm out. Yeah. But if I was walking up the corridor in my house and there was someone stood there, that's completely out of my control then. And I think then I almost feel that would, my mind would then, I don't want my mind to be open to that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You go and switch off, don't you?
Yeah, I'm driving home and that's it then, and I almost shut my brain down from it.
Yeah. What was that you were saying about you rush off from investigations because you don't want to do what the last one
Last one? Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, when investigations finish, Becky's just suddenly, right, anyway, see you next time, and she's off.
Because I don't want to be the last person sat at the graveyard.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. So, but now I'm like, right, I'll just get in the car and I say to you, don't drive off without me.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know, but I think actually speeding off like that made me more scared.
Yep.
Just calm, get in the car, put some music on, drive home.
Yeah. Katie, that is not my back. That was purely a picture I found on the internet. So, do you think you are being visited by spirits?
At home?
Yeah. This home or previous homes, or have you got any ghostly?
No, the only thing that I can think, and I don't know if it was my mind.
Yeah.
The whole Sam thing. Sam had said that he'd visited people in their homes. Never actually said that to me. But there have been probably 2 occasions where I've been in the house on my own. I've woken up in the middle of the night. I always leave a bathroom light on when I'm in the house by myself.
Alright.
Because I'm a child.
Because that helps.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't like going in bathrooms, do they?
This is it, in the light. Yeah, no, exactly.
That's a known fact.
Yeah. But I remember I was laying in bed, I was facing away from the door, and you know when you can feel, if somebody was stood in your doorway, you kind of feel that presence, like we were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
Presence. I felt that, and I did not dare look over my shoulder. And the only person at that point I thought must be Sam, which then scared me even more.
Yeah.
So I put an audiobook on and went back to sleep. So that's the only time that I can think that I was scared and felt something in the house from memory.
Yeah.
I think. I was always bloody scared at your house. As
National
a kid,
Street.
in the attic, I was always scared. You left the light. I don't know. Probably because we've been watching Blair Witch Project. But
and you were 6.
yeah, that's about right. But sleeping in the attic, you left the light on, you had posters of The Rock all over my wall, the wrestler, so I shouldn't have been scared, but I always made you take that bloody mattress downstairs so I could sleep in your room.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that was a spirit, although now I know, didn't know at the time, that house was pretty renowned for some pretty awful stuff. So thanks for popping me in the attic.
Yeah. Well, you were my guinea pig. I thought,
yeah, thanks.
I'm covering more. If you start to scream, I'm like, oh, cameras.
I remember you were like, one day you were like, well, just watch something that's not scary tonight so you'll sleep. So we watched Men in Black, the least scary film ever, and I still went up there and I was like...
Yeah, my house was pretty freaky. What is this about? We're just having a ghost chat, talk about ghostly things. So no one watching had any ghostly experiences recently while getting interested in our crew, I presume.
It'd be good to hear if anyone watching has had any, or feel like they've had someone visit them at home, or that would be really interesting. Because for me, my home is my safe space.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when I'm coming home after, if we've been out, in my mind I'm trying to close down and not think about it when I'm in my house, because I don't want to lure them there. Yeah,
I do agree that I've never done a Ouija board in this. Way before my mum's mate was pushed down the stairs.
Wow. Spirit called my name in Lucy's life and mentioned a family member. That's cool.
Yeah.
What do you think of dreaming of someone? Yeah.
I have literally had this quite recently. My mate died in the early COVID. It wasn't of COVID. And on the night of his funeral, which I couldn't go to, my bedroom went freezing as I'm getting under the covers. Like I was sat up, just doing my diary or whatever, getting under the covers, and he came in. I thought it's got to be my mate, and anyway, that's not really what you asked. He's come into my dreams since, as has my grandma.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm having a dream about nonsensical nonsense, and then all of a sudden my dream is stopped as if we're doing a film production. I'm like, I see my grandma and everyone like, stop everybody. And I go over, Grandma, what are you doing here? And she's just smiling at me like, everything's cool.
She don't come see me.
Everything's cool.
Can you tell her to come see me next time?
I wake up without this feeling of, that was my gran.
Yeah, like you've seen them, yeah.
Also my granddad, who was really stern in life.
Yeah.
And this is repeated probably like 4 or 5 times. When he appears in my dream, again I stop everything. And I'm like, Grandad, you're here again.
How weird. It's almost like it's controlling
it
your dream.
Completely out. Totally different from
so you're not just dreaming about them, they are literally interrupting your dream almost.
Yeah, that's Lucy's sister again. I had a dream the other night, my dad hugged me, it was so real, and woke up feeling warm.
Aww.
Yeah, and it's just not like having a dream. I wake up being like, that was really important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, again, my mate, I'll be out dreaming with my friends, and then when I know Goose is there, I'm all like big hug and like, how you doing, mate?
That's nice.
And he's like, oh, I'm doing alright, I'm doing alright.
That's nice.
And it's just like him, yeah.
Do you believe animals and kids can see spirits? Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
think they're open. I think they're like sponges, especially kids. Sponges. What was that
Kids come
story?
in,
What was
yeah.
that story? The lady who had an imaginary friend, and the mum said.
Yes, the little. I know someone who isn't a professional medium, but he's definitely got medium tendencies. She played with a child from her grandma's fireplace every time he'd come out of the fireplace when they went round, and had this child for ages, until the point where her mum was like, now come on, you're getting too old for this nonsense now.
Yeah.
And she actually went to the fireplace kid and said, I'm sorry, but I'm not allowed to play with you anymore.
That breaks my heart.
Yeah, and she was like really upset, and the boy was upset, and she never saw him
again.
No.
Yeah, see, I think they are open to it because they don't understand, do they?
Buckles.
Yes. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, we were on a Ouija board, weren't we? And Alice, my daughter, had literally the day before just learnt to buckle her shoes up, and I hadn't even told you, and because it wasn't really a big deal, to be honest.
No.
But then I said, when Ruth came through, I said, look, we've not really met. Can you tell me something relevant to me? And it said something like Alice Buckle's shoe or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was so relevant. It wasn't just I And also it said about pink hair, because we dyed her hair pink.
Wasn't it? Pink, yeah.
We dyed her hair pink. Obviously it wash out pink, everybody, but I'm a good parent. But yeah, no, that was really interesting. Look, as a kid I said goodbye to my nanny and granddad in the sky.
What, you could literally see them there, you mean? Oh, that was just something you did. But yeah, I had a married friend as a kid and felt she so real.
That's why she said goodbye to me when I moved house.
I never saw her again.
So you think as an imaginary friend, as a child, you'd
Yeah.
like to think that they would, if they were in your imagination, they'd come with you?
Oh yeah, she did see it
Wow,
this way.
that's
Wow.
cool.
Past lives, young children speak fully about past lives, absolutely
Yeah.
fascinating, yeah.
I had a friend, I've got a friend, her little girl, she was about 3, and she walked, her grandma and granddad was sat in the house, and it was just like this, she always had like a bit of a trance, you know, she sort of just went blank, and she went up to her mum and her grandma and granddad, and she did the sign of the cross on all their foreheads.
Did she?
As a 3-year-old, yeah. She's never really done anything since, but I think it freaked her out a bit.
Exactly, and she never came with us on holiday or anywhere out of the house.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah. Did you have an imaginary friend?
No, not at all. I tried. Did you?
I invented one. He was a French exchange student called Anton. Yeah.
What do you mean? Did you actually see him?
No, not at all. I thought.
Did you just write imaginary?
No, I thought, why don't I have an imaginary friend? Other people have imaginary friends. It's the sort of thing I should be doing.
So you just said.
And so why did I go?
Where did Anton come from?
There was an Anton up the road, and I thought, I don't know why I thought that was a French name, because it's not.
Anton.
Well, oh, is it?
No, I don't think so. Anton. Depends how you say it.
He wasn't real,
Brilliant.
and I knew he wasn't real.
French exchange student.
He was an imaginary friend.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's funny. We've missed loads of comments there.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, Lucy,
Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm dealing with.
So, what have we else got here? Right, so why have we never been scratched? Why don't we see spirits full on all the time? Kind of covered that. And yeah, because a lot of people who, why haven't we been scratched? Why haven't we had? We've been pushed, touched, tapped, right? Nothing you
I haven't. I feel like I've felt someone stood next to me that's brushed my arm, but I've not been shoved or anything. Have you?
Yeah, I've been tapped going down Eldon Place. The guy said, Nick said, go down my cell, that's where it is. And I went down straight away. Whoop. I'm like, okay, someone just touched me.
Whoa.
And then at the farm the other day, I remember a car crash visibly, I wasn't even bored. One lady died that day that I remember it so well.
Wow, that's interesting.
But yeah, it's the farm on the video, the farm on my channel. There's me.
You got touched, didn't you?
Yeah, the spirit went 3, 2, 1, boots me in the back.
Whoa.
From watching your investigations, you're mentioning about having 7 lives or something. Has a lot of spirits confirmed this? Yes, you reincarnate 7 times. Many spirits agree with that.
Well, I got told I was called Edna or Edith or
Edith,
Enid, and I lived in Australia and I had 5 girls. I was married to Gregory. Like, so random. Gregory, I think. I mean, I don't really understand all of that, and I've never.
That's in the video 3 of us on YouTube.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Placement. But, that's the first time anyone's ever sort of said it. I think it said that was my only one, and I'm on the second.
Yeah, I'm on level 6. So you reincarnate 7 times. So thinking about that, you've got 8 lives because you don't reincarnate after that. However, now this is where it gets weird, because one time with Ruth, who follows us around, who we haven't spoken to in a while, we said what happens after or something, and she said there is another circle of lives, but not around Earth.
It's far too complicated for me.
Yeah, it's like...
Where?
Like, is it on another part of the universe? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But how do you know what level you're on? Spirits tell you. Simple.
You get like a colour.
No, that's not related to the lives.
Oh, is it not?
Yeah, that seems to be how you're like a karate belt. like what your grading is, the more, because the reason we have seven lives is because we're 8 lives.
8 lives.
Is because we're coming here to sit out this test called life, and each hardship, I suppose,
you learn
from, don't you? You grow spiritually. You go back up there, and then remember all your other lives. Because we've said to other spirits, so do you remember your other lives? And they've been like, yes, when I'm dead.
When you, yeah.
But then you get your mind wiped. It's like going for a new exam, isn't it? You wouldn't resit the exact same questions, you wouldn't learn. And this is also why your family members could probably come through and help you and guide you, but then how would you learn?
Yeah, that's true. Don't marry him.
Yeah. That's, you learn from being wrong.
Yeah, you do.
You learn from mistakes.
What's that? Does each reincarnation then have 7 lives?
No. I don't think that's... You mean like 7, then another 7, and another 7? No, your spirit... Like, I could have been a woman in another life, right? I could have been...
Did you think you did? Were?
Yeah. I don't know why. I thought it wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise anyone.
So do you think the spirits you talk to are waiting to reincarnate again? Yes, precisely. Yeah.
So then if they reincarnate, if Ruth reincarnates, we'll just never hear from her? Or is her spirit still there, do you reckon?
No, I think she'll be on this plane again.
How crazy.
Which, don't you think, now this is sensitive, right? This is sensitive about young children who don't live for a long time. Do you think that maybe that is just to get that tick?
In the box.
And yeah, all of us probably go through that. That is complete, I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the only way I can really justify it.
Yeah. What if it's life? Is the body?
Yeah. Well, I don't think religion comes into it, unless I'm misunderstanding your question.
It's just so confusing because it's just not. I feel like
We're
there's
not
nothing.
supposed to, no.
There's nothing written about it because you don't. The only way we found out is by using a Ouija board and speaking to people. And every spirit that we speak to and ask, they all seem to understand what's going on, don't they?
Oh yeah. I don't have to re-explain it.
No, they get it.
Just like, how many times do we come back? Oh yeah,
7. Yeah. What number are you on? 4 or like they just know.
And every time I ask what level I am, level being a life number, it's 6.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Buddhists do believe in reincarnation, don't they? But maybe the spirits that attach to you are family in a previous life. Now, I have also thought about this. If you watch the film Cloud Atlas, this beautifully covers reincarnation.
It's not saying that.
It's Tom Hanks and a lot of famous actors, and it's all of them in the real past, all of them right now, all of the actors in the future playing different roles, but those roles always revolve around the same, because it's the same actors.
Yeah.
Those people always end up together.
So like meeting again.
No idea they've met before. It's like a repeated cycle.
Sometimes you don't get that thing the way you think, I feel like I've met you.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah. I feel like I know that. Like, I feel like I've met them before.
I can look at people and go,
I know them.
I know that person.
Yeah, or I've seen them before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting that.
Yeah. Like Jane. Jane has a mate who's come on Investigation with us. And as soon as I saw a photo of her, I thought, I know her.
Just don't know
I feel like I know her so well, and yet we don't know each other.
Or do you? Or did you?
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if you try and contact your loved one and they never come through, maybe they're reincarnated again.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
yes.
I always think this about family members, and I think, why does no one come through and see me or talk to me? But yeah, if they're not up there, then yeah.
I imagine everyone has had this conversation where your mum or someone has gone, you don't half look like your great grandma so and so, or your uncle who died, and you're like,
yeah,
is
it me?
Yeah. You're like, are there?
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it?
It's not your parents, but it's your parents' family, and
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
It does.
I never really think about that side of it, to be honest.
Yeah. Like Alice obviously looks like you. Obviously
she
looks
does.
like... Okay, she doesn't then.
Thank you.
She does. She looks like Mum. That's a given.
Yeah, she looks like Mum, yeah.
But, yeah. But then how does James, the dad, come into that? Whose spirit
exactly.
is it? Two spirits don't inhabit the same body.
Yeah. It's a strange one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's so hard because there is nothing written about it, really.
No.
It's
religion.
We're kind of finding
I
out
think
as we go.
religion
Yeah.
is that written spiritual life thing. But obviously because there's no hard and fast rule.
Yeah.
And it could be different for all cultures.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows? Because we did have a spirit say, there's no God, there's gods, and my God on the other side, this is a spirit, is this person who I'd never heard of.
A woman, I thought.
A woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, there is a higher power, but there's also like a government of,
So do they make the rules? Like, are they... Yeah.
I don't know.
Police.
Because when we hassle spirits for more and more information, they eventually shut down and say, I'm not allowed to tell you.
Can't tell you. I'll get in trouble.
But I think it's that thing of, if we know too much, it's like giving the answers to the exam that we spoke about, isn't it?
Yeah. That's true. Because then you wouldn't learn anything, would you? You just live as good life as possible and not make any mistakes.
Yeah. Hardships are...
They always say Hinduism is the closest.
They did say Hinduism, yeah. Which, I know that's what Jane followed and she were over the moon when she heard that.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It is, yeah.
We always learn something, don't we, when we talk about that. So I was like, oh, bloody hell, that makes sense now. Or you piece things together.
Yeah. But it is about spiritual growth. So...
Yeah, it's interesting, is that?
The reason you're struggling... okay, I'm going to say this before. So I was born moody as hell, with like, almost, not depression, but I lived my life as if I was depressed but had no reason to be, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now the cloud has since lifted, and I think I've ticked that off.
Yeah.
I've overcome that. My spirit has grown, and I'm completely not like
Different
that.
person.
Right? But is that also from a past life?
Have you carried it over?
I was born like I was mourning a loss.
How weird.
And is it like a spiritual stain?
Yeah, has it carried over onto
I tell Jake about this, tell my son about, I used to, as a kid, look at this picture in like a David Attenborough book of a sea, just the blackness of sea, and I used to feel myself falling in the picture. I can't look at deep water on pictures.
You don't like deep water, do you?
I can't. Now, is that from another life? Did I drown?
That is crazy. Because I remember even being a kid and we'd watch bloody Jaws or something. Yeah.
I stopped breathing. I played Tomb Raider. Whenever she dies, I stopped breathing. So, do you think that when family who die at different times never get to meet again?
I don't know.
It's
quite sad, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Depends what you believe, because if you believe in heaven, you believe that all the ghosts are up, the spirits are up there, and they all meet in a big party.
I pointed this out the other day though. If Chris was Jack
on the Titanic, he didn't drown though, he froze.
So what was I going to say then?
About spirits in the sky and
religion. I'd put on. I looked up the other day. I thought, I'm sure there's something in the Bible about, literally in the Bible, saying that ghosts don't. Heaven is not populated until the end times, which hasn't come. And in
what do you mean by the end times?
Look, it's all about the apocalypse, right?
Right.
The big climax of the fictional book of the Bible is all about when there's the massive climactic scene at the end, right? It's all a big action scene, big budget and all that. Locusts and plagues and right? It's going to look cool. But it says when Jesus comes back down and says, "We left you guys to it. You said you didn't need God and you could do it yourself. Look at the mess you made.
Look at the state of you."
Yeah. I've got to clean up this mess now. That's when the new heaven opens up. It's like, right, everyone,
off you go, party back at mine.
Yeah. Now Thessalonians 4, I think it's 14 to 17. And it literally says in those. It's on my Facebook page of White House Investigations recently. It says. Jesus says, there is no heaven, no one's in heaven until Jesus comes back for the second coming.
Sorry, so he comes back to the earth?
Yeah, that's what the Bible's about.
Is it? Oh, I thought he already came back.
No, he died for our sins, came back, went, ta-da, then went up to heaven.
Then he's going to pop back down.
He's going to come back down and say, you naughty lot, you've done it all wrong. Now, if you don't, you can accept me and my God, my Father, or I believe we are in hell
right now.
Right
and
now.
after his heaven.
After his
Well,
heaven.
through lockdown was pretty hellish, so
Yeah.
maybe.
But I think hell sounds so much better than heaven. It doesn't make sense. No, because they up there, if it's like singing for a herd, you won't know that. Hymns.
Yeah.
Right? If you're singing hymns with Alan Jones and all that up in heaven, right? It's going to suck, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the devil's like, come down here, play some violent video games and go on things that you shouldn't enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, get leathered and that's like, yeah, please, I'll do that.
Like
And he's a fallen angel, he's not going to punish you.
Yeah, true. For doing things bad.
Yeah, he'd be like, well done.
Like pat on the back.
Yeah.
It's like Billy
Doesn't
Connolly,
make
innit, when
sense.
he's like, talks about, in Islam you go to heaven and you get however many virgins or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, give me 2 fire-breathing whores any day of the week.
Well, yeah, it's all down to what you want in our life, isn't it? But what do we is there anything you think we should be trying that we're not doing? Do the Ouija board.
So I think lone vigils.
Ooh, you're always promoting that and yet you don't want to do them.
And I'd like to run them and tell everybody where to go. I just don't want to do it myself. I'll be the director.
Okay.
I think that is, I do, so obviously you know I'm a massive fan of Destination Fear.
Yeah.
And I completely get the idea that they go and sleep, they do their investigation, and then about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning they go to separate parts of the location and they sleep by themselves. They are so brave. Every time they do it I'm like, I would not do that. But I do think that as a spirit approaching a group of 4 people would probably be pretty intimidating unless you're a nutter.
Yeah.
If it's, let's say you see these, don't you, where it's a maid who's killed himself back in the 1800s, well, I think they are more likely to approach one person than a group of 4 people.
Makes sense.
So I think you're more likely, I do think that you're more likely to experience something if you're by yourself. Yeah,
because we totally, ask them, coerce them to come forward, don't we?
Yeah.
It's like, we're not going to hurt you, we mean you no harm.
If I was on my own, I'd be like, please don't do anything, please don't do anything. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
I'd be scared. But I do think it's the best way. And also then if you're in a room by yourself away from everybody else, if there is a knock or a bang, you don't have to then be like, did you do that?
Yeah.
You know for definite, you haven't moved and there was something. You don't have to account for anybody else.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, what is that?
That's like Esther's.
Esther's?
We're going to sound really stupid, let's not try and say that.
Yeah.
More board. As in more Ouija board. I think...
I love the Ouija board, I really do.
The thing with my videos about the Ouija board, right, are YouTube videos. As much as we're getting better at them, I wonder if people are not interested in watching the Ouija board for so long.
Yeah, I guess it's boring.
Whether it's like, we should do more lone vigils, table tipping's good.
Table tipping, yeah, we've had that, haven't we?
You know, walking around on our own with meters.
Yeah, see for me, right, I'll be honest, if I was watching a paranormal show, the most entertaining bit is when people are by themselves and cracking it.
Yeah.
We were just saying that, weren't we, earlier?
Yeah.
That's entertaining. It is entertaining.
It is.
You might not get the name of somebody because you're not on the board, but if you get a bloody loud bang,
yes,
same, really.
I was calling it the Yvette Fielding effect, where, like, if people are watching me do something and I'm obviously feeling control and I'm not doing, well, I'm not scared, it's not as funny as watching you freak out, is it?
Well, no.
It's not funny as watching Yvette shriek, even though it's annoying as well, because she's a ghost hunter. And chooses when she's afraid.
I'll just, yeah. I've not done it yet, but it'll be
even
terrifying.
for 5 minutes, it would be worth doing, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, for you.
Well, yeah, but I think everybody wants to see Becky do a lone vigil, so that's sorted.
Yeah, cheers. What's that say? On your own. Yeah, you're not influenced by other people. Yeah, I think fear breeds fear, 100%.
Absolutely.
You are. That's why I would always want to go on like a vigil with you, because you are very much, it's fine, nothing. It's fine.
Oh, it's my job.
You're really calm.
It is my job. Even in early days, when I had the feeling, shit, things are getting really out of hand, I had to be like, no, everybody,
just calm down.
Calm down. And yeah, because that's my job really. It's with one person with headphones on, listening to the spirit box, and they can't hear the rest of the team, and they shout out what they hear.
The rest of the team asks us the spirit questions. That's
Hey,
interesting.
that's interesting.
That's a good idea, Luce.
Yeah. Then see what they say.
So then you know that you're not. If you're shouting out answers to questions that you don't know are being asked. Pretty interesting, yeah? We should do that.
Like that. Yeah. Because we're always talking about taking out the human element, the influence, the subconscious cues.
It's like when we've been blindfolded and it takes you to the colour that they ask.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
We are so annoyed that you can't do blindfold Ouija boards completely blindfolded.
Yeah. It's like they use your eyes.
Yeah. Which doesn't help my sceptical self. But we've got to just keep pushing it, haven't we?
Yeah, it doesn't work, does it otherwise?
Although I have wondered, have you tried doing the Ouija board with your fingers faced up on the other way? Yes, absolutely.
We did.
We have used our fingernails, and if you try and move your cup of tea or whatever with the nails, then no, you're right, Liz. We did it, and yes, the glass does move with our fingernails, and there's no way that we wouldn't know somebody was pushing that.
I mean, it spins. When you let it spinning, you physically couldn't do that with your nail.
No. You know, people have in the past. So I was a skeptic. I'm still trying to be a skeptic. And yet I'll have another skeptic viewer or follower challenge me, say, well, if it's all real, Chris, why don't you let me come along? But then you imagine, I let him come along, and then he witnesses it, and he says, oh yeah, this is quite good actually. There's going to be another guy who goes, well, why should I trust that fella? Yeah. He's all in there with you. Why don't you let me come?
Yeah,
and you just can't win. Sam moved Lucy's while she wasn't even on the board.
What, the planchette?
Okay.
Bloody hell.
You see, I saw Lucy doing a Ouija board on her own in one of her videos, and I would have said before that was impossible, but it moved for her.
Yeah.
I did meet a lad who said he could do it.
Lucy, though, we've said,
Absolutely.
Lucy has got an energy about her. So me, you and her will go to a location. We've been with a third person and not that much has happened.
Yeah.
You go with Luce and it's like she's like a battery. She just has the energy to give.
Yeah. Yeah, hello, thanks you. Most of you will have come through Paranormal Girl because she's the person who totally invented this social media type that we have never really been comfortable with. But we're getting more into it, I suppose. How relaxed are you now? You alright with this?
Fine now, yeah.
Yeah. It's quite daunting, you know. This is we're trying to give back. Right, so if you can get in touch and sort of give us some pointers of how this went and
what you want to see
what you want to see, what do you want us to discuss. Thank you, Katie. What else do we have? Does protection work?
Oh, this is a good one.
So I'll leave it up to you. What's your view?
Okay, so two things. We always do protection, don't we, before we do any kind of investigation.
Yep.
And I found it really hard to picture the lie.
Oh, yeah.
And I found that really difficult. I know you've changed it a bit now, so I do find it a bit easier. So I'd say mentally, for me, in my own head, yes, I think it's more of a psychological thing for me. So when we went to the place the other day and Si was like, no. Nah, I'm not doing protection. And I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah. And then, you just, I don't know, you feel anxious about doing it. No, I mean, nothing happened, it was fine on it. But I don't know, I think it's more mentally and personally for me, for my well-being, because I feel protected, even if I'm not. Also, we find that with protection, we get more through the board.
We do, yeah.
Because we like to think that it's almost like a ray of light that shines up into the sky, kind of, that seems to pull.
Yeah.
people, doesn't it?
Yeah, moth to a flame, isn't it?
Yeah.
As I said the other day, it was an...
What do you say?
Well, I'm avoiding that question because I guess protection is really down to who's doing it, but I don't give out protection because I don't know how young and impressionable any of the people who follow us are, and I don't want to put the Ouija board into a young person's hands and they're going to give it a go. I'm trying to keep that back with the fear of them having to do it with no protection and then thinking, do you know what, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I wouldn't dare do one without you,
So,
I think.
Do you believe spirits can let off spells? Yes, that is one of the ways they let you know they're here. A spell of perfume, cigar smoke, the classics, aren't there? You know, whatever else. Brute aftershave, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you'd go, that's my granddad.
Yeah.
That's, you know, yeah, I think that's a
And
big
do you think
thing.
that's then physically letting that scent off, or do you think it's them walking past you? And
I think they have to produce that.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never really thought about it, to be honest. Makes sense, though.
I wonder if it'd be let out of purple. I think it just means purple.
Purple
or blue
light
instead of white. What would happen?
Don't know. I guess it's in my mind, I just see a white light.
I think it's white because it's godly, healing, pure, safe.
That's a good question, though.
It is a good question. Maybe we should try that.
Oh, maybe. Just not red. Because red's not.
Why not red?
It's dangerous.
I ain't trusting the board, yeah, I agree with you. Nearly had a heart attack when my name was mentioned on Lucy's Lives. When you say your name, was it just Amy? Or was it like something much more specific?
Yeah, it's...
Thank you, Lisa. Red first then, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
cheers, Lucy.
We're just waiting for Amy's comment. So yeah, you say that your name came through Lucy's board, but how spot on was it? Amy then mentioned my uncle's name.
And is your uncle living, or is your uncle...
Well, I presume not.
Well, because would it have been an uncle that's come through, I mean?
Oh.
I don't know.
Don't know.
I always remember being a kid, and this is the first mention of ghosts that I remember you telling me about a Ouija board, and 3 kids went into a church and they died.
And they were all found dead. 3 kids in a church with a Ouija board.
And that to me, I was always like, I will never do a Ouija board. And then the first investigation, I was like, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's alive. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's good when you can get evidence like that.
And personal information, yeah.
Protection doesn't work. Do you think we are somewhat known on the other side, like as a team? Do you think we are gaining spiritual confidence in some way?
I think it's got to be yes, because we have regular people. Sam and Ruth, definitely.
Yeah.
I also think this might sound silly, but you know, you get the teams who are on the telly and they kind of do it for the wrong reasons. I like to think that when spirits come through, they can sense that we genuinely care about finding more information out, and we're not doing it for the wrong reasons. You know, we actually care, don't we?
Yeah.
And I think they can probably sense that. Like the other day, Simon, he was saying he gave them, this person on the board wouldn't trust us to give us his information. So Si was like, well, this is my wife's name, these are my kids, this is where I live. And straight away, gave the name.
Gave their name, yeah.
So I think that they need to, just like in normal life, as a person, you need to be able to trust.
They are always, or have always, pretty much refused for a while to give names.
Yes.
They seem to think that knowing their names gives us the power to move them on and banish them and to like control them. I was in the sitting room and my mum said bye, I got a helium balloon and sucked too much helium, I collapsed. Something told my mum, check on me. When she did, I was a few minutes away from being brain dead.
Bloody hell.
Whoa.
It's a lot of helium.
You see, everybody, even people who don't believe in spirits will say, I don't believe in ghosts, but one time...
Yeah, I can't explain this.
And they'll tell you the most unbelievable story. And you're like, wait a minute, that happened to you.
You don't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think some people are too scared to believe.
That's a good question. Being possessed real, what do you think?
I've never seen a possession that I believe, let's put it like that.
Really?
And we've seen one, apparently.
What?
We saw one.
Possession?
Yeah,
Oh.
pretty much.
You've been possessed?
Yeah.
Is that you, Sam?
I think it probably is. I think if you believe in spirits, you've probably got to believe that if it's strong enough, it probably can. I mean, if it can make you feel things, like spirits can apparently make people feel sad or happy.
Yeah.
If they can do that, then you'd think that they could probably, I don't know. I don't really know how they do it, but.
Well, we are all possessed by our own. Our bodies are possessed by us, right?
Yeah.
So it's possible because we all have a spirit in us.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Do you think that possession's real?
Good question.
Thank you.
Glad I invited you.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah, having some sort of. Have you experienced being paralysed when you wake up?
This is a good one.
Yeah.
There you go.
And if Sarah is still watching, I noticed you watching. She definitely has had sleep paralysis. Yes, I have had sleep paralysis. To the point where I was able to analyse it as it was happening because I knew what it was. I quite often feel my son get into my bed, as he does in the morning. He likes to come in for his cuddle, but he doesn't come in. I feel him, the bed go down, and him sit on the bed, and him rustle, and him get in, and then suddenly
nothing
fades, and there's nobody there, and I'm like,
so that, and
I feel like a cat, don't I?
Yeah,
a cat jumps and sits on my back, and then next thing you know, there's no cat.
I'm so glad that hasn't happened to me.
And I know it is muscle spasm. I know because it goes away. Your body is paralysed when you sleep, so you don't sleepwalk. So when people do sleepwalk, it's just that's not worked correct. And yeah, your brain interprets like that pressure, what I'm talking about, muscle pressure, as being someone is sat on you. You misalign your body's electronics and sort of, you're paralysed but you're kind of lucidly awake. And so your brain's like, I'm being sat on, I'm dying, I can't move.
That must be scary.
Yeah.
I would be terrified with that.
Yeah.
Even if I know what it is, if it still feels like somebody's sitting on your bed or something.
Yeah, and that's why there's the old hag myth. The old hag is the woman who comes and sits on people's chest because they have this horrible image of this old crone in the dark coming. And if you look back, there's a picture on our Instagram of a devil sat on someone's chest, and that was exactly, again, a demon. And possession comes a lot from, do you believe in that? You know, that lends a lot into demon belief.
I don't know. I don't want to attempt it.
I don't think demons are a thing so far.
Do you know?
No. I don't think...
Evil is different to demon, isn't it? But how do you make a demon then? I don't know that.
Well, it's not meant to have been a living thing. You know, like conjuration, like black magic.
Yeah, so it's almost been like...
It's summoned,
basically at Sam's house. That's what could happen at Sam's.
Well, Sam is a good example because he used to be human, right? And yet, through people doing rituals at the haunted B&B, and there's a bit of Ouija board in there as a prop, I think think of all people who stay, some are proper ghosts, some are interested, some will be people who just have a bit of fun.
Yeah, no.
And some people might be downright, we're going to do some sciencey satanic shit here.
Yeah, witchcraft.
And so
what, is Sam not human now?
He's meant to be inhuman.
Oh, is it?
That's why he's so strong.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And that's good how what does he do different? He does so much more powerful things.
Strong, he's frightening.
He's above every other normal, regular human spirit.
And he knows...
Oh, there's 1 minute left.
I think that's gone well quick.
Yeah. Right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you want a part 2 of this in a couple of weeks, please let us know. Otherwise, we might never do it again.
Thanks everyone for watching.
I always appreciate your time and would love any interaction. Ghost stories, questions.
Yeah, because if you send in your ghost stories, we can then talk
We can
about
then talk
them.
about it.
That would be cool.
Yeah, you write it out and we'll discuss. Please, I want interaction. And no one
just got interested.
Well, you have to ask for part 2, won't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll start a petition, and we've never had anyone get in touch and say yes, we want more. So,
Encore.
Yeah. So now's your chance with more guests.
Yeah, it would be cool if you can send in your
future.
stories and we can talk about them. That would be good. I like those stories.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Have a nice night.
Bye.